Alright, we're down here in Roanoke Southeast Practice area in the Smith Mountain Lake this morning. Nothing too specific on the agenda aside from work some of the flight maneuvers that haven't really got to do this much or do much this summer. Maybe some, although it looks like it's going to be smooth, so hopefully we're going to get some glassy water work. We're going down to the western side of the lake that I don't normally start at in the hopes that the water is smooth down here. Yeah, just want to do some proficiency work, tune up the skill set, and see what kind of learning opportunities we can find. Alright, here comes the water, so let's start getting this airplane ready. We're going to disable the terrain warning system. A little cough this morning here. Alright, we're going to disable the terrain warning system. We're going to turn the landing light to false. We're going to turn the bilge pump is on, and we verified that the landing gear is up. The pre-water landing checklist is complete. Thing we're going to do, disable the autopilot, get rid of the flight director so we don't have that as a distraction. And lately I've been taking my time right about here and reevaluating a few times in the flight. I'm looking specifically at where my aileron trim is set so that I can get an idea of how close to on balance we are. The closer I can get that aileron trim set to 0 in flight and have it fly level means that when we get on the water, the airplane will also float pretty much upright. So. Even though you might get prompted to change fuel or you're looking for a specific balance, because my side of the airplane is typically heavier, I usually want to have more fuel in the other wing. Again, all that with the goal of just when I get on the water and come to displacement, the airplane will just float. I'm not worried about digging wings and sponsons under the water there. And because you probably can't see it on the screen, what we have right here is, I'm going to call that about 20% bias to the right is where my aileron, my roll trim is currently set. So what I'll do with that information is I will continue burning off of the left side until I can get that close to 0. Alright, a friend tells me this is a really good place to work the airplane, but since I haven't been down here in quite a while, and we've had some pretty good rainfalls recently, obviously we're going to be looking for debris and just getting to know this water before we descend down on it. It does look like there's a couple of boats out playing. Get up in this area, and definitely I'm seeing sandbars and logs sticking out of the water, so we'll avoid that area for sure. See what he's talking about. It's just nice little straight runs back and forth through here. Fairly protected water. It is not glassy water, that's for sure. it definitely won't be able to make the turn on. Keep that in mind. And I am told this area is a favorite for water skiers and wakeboarders, so we will definitely keep that in mind. Watch out for people in the water and big wake. Also keeping a good scan out for power lines, again being that it's been quite a while since I've been up in this side of the lake. Don't need anything too exciting happening this morning. Alright, got a good stretch of water here. Let's do our first splash and go. About doing a landing there, but I gotta standing up fishing, so I don't want to disrupt his morning too much. We'll power up and move on down a couple hundred yards. Got a water skier coming towards us. May not be glassy water, but that sun is definitely doing no favors to the ability to figure out where the surface is. There we go. take a minute to just get comfortable in that little bounce. We got room to work, no one to scare. The aircraft is quite capable of handling chop and swell. But when you spend most of your time flying it when it's perfectly smooth and beautiful conditions, a little bit of unusual water like that can cause problems. So we want to work in it when we can and get comfortable and proficient. Spray above us. Nice water back through here. See one boat. Alright, so he told me about this area. It's some kind of slalom course, but I see the buoys, but what I'm more concerned about is a big old flock of geese. So we'll see if the geese move, and I'll come back and try that one later. I'm gonna say that's a fair fight, and that's a fight the geese are gonna win for sure. Come in and do an approach from that end. Remember, we're always thinking what our plan A is, of course, but most more importantly in that is what is the plan B? What is our out if something doesn't go our way? We never want to get pinned in or trapped. There is a boat right where I don't need a boat to be, so we will actually overfly this. But the idea was to come in, hit that water, go up that straight stretch there, but I don't want to go too close to that boat when we don't have to. So we're just going to land on beyond where they are. spot landing stuff here. Close. I think I missed it by about 20 feet. Level off briefly and see how our trim is doing. We're getting way closer to that center mark. I'd say we're 5% or less at this point. We'll fly on just a little bit longer and then we'll come to displacement and test it out. Water's clear. We do have two fishermen off our left here, but we're gonna swing wide around them. It looks like he hooked something too. Alright, just gonna do a splash right there, but we got a fast mover coming left to right. Go wide, give them plenty of space. Again, I don't know if you can see my screen, but a good example, the system would like me to switch the fuel tanks. But remember, it's not looking at the fuel tanks, it's just on a timer. So it's still up to the pilot to decide. And I tell you, we're getting close. We're right on the line now. So I'm going to continue to burn off that left side until we get on the other side of the line a little bit, and then our fuel burn will be dragging us back to center. All right. So while we're in a near perfect level trim condition, let's go do find a nice quiet place and do a displacement stop, and we'll see if we're balanced. One last little test here. It still seems like we're maybe 2% to the right, but we'll see if that's enough. I just want to go a little farther down here, which is why I haven't throttled back yet. Without too much wind, so we're not getting blown around. Alright, coming to displacement. We get turned back into what the wind's doing to us. So that's not bad. We're still definitely heavy on the right side, but not by much. You can't see it, but the sponson's just barely skimming the water to keep us upright. Let's go fly a little more fuel off the, well actually I'm doing the math backwards. We're finally to the point where the airplane does want to turn right on its own. So let's go fly a little bit of fuel off of that side now and see if we can get closer to balance. Alright, here we go. Full displacement, take off. We're back. Throttle's coming up. Help the airplane get up on a step. It goes pulling back to prevent any oscillations. And now we're just on a normal step takeoff here. So we'll switch over to the right side. Make a mental note, I'm not going to do my paperwork while we're this low and I'm flying by myself. 752 is when we swap the tanks there. Off the other wing, but just looking over the dam there, and considered this morning going to that lower lake that this empties into, but just looking over there, you can see that's all fogged in, so no point trying that this morning. Oh, here it is. Alright, we got enough altitude and base. Caught up on that real quick. We're now running off the right side, 8 gallons. Our projector got 2, and the left, and that happened at, we'll call it 7:15. Alright. Trying to get a little increase in the wind out here. You can see the surface turning up a little more, starting to develop those patterns. And if you've never read about them, they're very interesting. I'm going to butcher this name and I apologize, but it's something like Langmuir patterns or Langmuir vortices. This has to do with the wind blowing over the surface of the water and causing some vertical movement there. get out here and drive around on the not so smooth water, just get comfortable with that. And again, the vehicle has no problem with it. It's just the pilot that has to be comfortable enough to stay under control here. Okay, a little hidden wake there. Pretty good weight. Not so bad. Smooth control. Just stay calm and fly the aircraft. Oscillations there. Throttle back, pitch back, add some drag, help it slow down and smooth out. Alright, here comes 2 jet skis. Let's get off the water. Being mindful that the Smith Mountain Lake Airport's just over there behind the tree line, so we are going to stay low just in case somebody's in the pattern this morning. We are monitoring the frequency, but that doesn't mean they're talking on it. Congregation of boats here. It looks like a nice outside pass wide turn is going to keep everybody out of each other's way here. Quite a swell pattern here, so we'll see how this feels. A little hard to pick up in the little chop here, but they're definitely under there. by my friend's house here. Give him the wave as is tradition. Good chance to practice a little tighter step taxi turns. Morning, friend. So pretty good indication on the water here that the wind is getting much, much stronger. Which is not surprising, right? The sun's coming up. But the flags are calm on that side, and the flags are windy on that side. You can also see that in how the water is calm. Here, that shoreline, the water is not so calm on that shoreline. So in addition to these stripes telling us the direction either this way or that way, we're using the calm portions of the water to be able to tell which direction the wind is coming from. And then obviously with the flags being there, we can just look at the flags. Right, so we got about a Marita 12 knot wind from the left, and lots of people waving from the dock over there. Good morning. Just a little crosswind landing practice here. Just like on the ground, right? A little left wing low. Rudder as required to touch the keel in the water in the direction of travel. Here comes a pretty large boat moving fast in our direction, so we get up and away. And once they pass by, we're actually just going to sidestep and use their wake as our nice little practice runway here. That is a very large boat coming our way. Lots of waves. That's been pretty good. So we didn't find a glassy water. Alright, well, keep looking. Before I go home, I do want to practice some more steep approaches. We're lucky down here to have so much water to work with. We can always kind of come in low and just kiss it on. But we don't want to forget how to come in steep and slow so we can sort of splash it in and use the least amount of water possible. So we'll use those couple of straight stretches on the way home to practice one or two of those, I think. Come in from over the tree line here. We got our obstacles in sight. Plenty of altitude to glide it into the water if we had to. You can get a steep descent path in a couple of ways. Pretty much one is pointing the nose down and going real fast. Two is keeping the nose up a little higher and coming in slower. They'll both get you a steep descent path, but the one where you come in real fast, you just get a lot of energy you have to bleed off, and you end up doing a very long landing anyway. So we're going to fly this in not crazy slow, but about 5 knots slower than we normally would, especially with the wind down here bumping us around. I'm not going to get us too slow. The idea is, it's rough water. We want to come in, touch down as slow as possible. Sort of stick that tail in, just kind of first there, kerthunk. Yeah, no problem. It's not quite as smooth and impressive to your friends, but that's not what it's all about. Sometimes it's the right tool for the job, and we gotta land slow and short. That's what we do. A lot of shear right there near that tree line, so we're just going to step it over one and get on with that last straight stretch here. And we've been burning off the right tank for long enough. If we can, I'd love to bring it to displacement and just give it one more shot at finding that balance point for this airplane, or at least for today. I mean, there's a lot of variables in it, We got a water skier coming down the channel here. So this is definitely not where we're coming to displacement, but we do have room for a good, just a quick little splash and go here. We'll keep it down this side since the boats are coming down the other side. Yeah. Alright, dunked it on and here we go. Again, it's not super smooth and pretty and impressive to your friends, but it does get us down and stopped real quick. Getting real bumpy here. Like it's nice, I won't say calm, but as far as boating activity, it is calm down here. The wind is coming pretty hard over that ridge, is left crosswind and turbulent down here. When we get down here, protected by the tree line a little bit, you can see on the water the wind calms down, so we'll plan on coming to a stop here. Alright, again, slowly thunking it in there. Loop. Yeah. All right. And up to displacement. All right. So I'm reading about, I don't know, I'm gonna call it 5%. And aside from when we just got shifted back and forth with the wind there, our sponsons are, yeah, both of them are out of the water. So this is that balance point that I'm looking for when I'm flying around, at least by myself. So that just, I don't know, 5%, 2 millimeters to the right of trim indicator got me pretty close. So I'm happy with that. All right, let's use this as a opportunity to do a confined water taxi, even though we got, or a confined water takeoff, I'm sorry. We got plenty of room to just blast it off straight ahead, but let's get on step, do a right turn, get some more room, and then make our takeoff run that way. All right, so pitching back, powering up, helping the airplane get up on the step. There she goes, holding back to not oscillate. Now we're on step. So now let's dive this airplane in a circle. Oh yeah, tightens up good. Oh, a nice big fish jump. Okay, so now we're going to run back here to the pretend limit of how much water we have to work with. Again, do a nice tight turn around here. Can't even describe how weird that feels. Alright, throttling up, on speed and taking off. So we pretty much took off from right there where we started that displacement run. Now brace for the shear in the wind here. And we'll do our after water landing, or our after water checklist we'll call it. So the landing light is off, the bilge pump is off, the gear is still up. After water checklist complete. Alright, well, it was a fun morning. We're going to head back to Roanoke now and get to work.